Hi, I'm Sascha Segan, and this is my chin, apparently, from PCMag.com, and I have a whole bunch of phones here. Looking forward to your questions about the iPhone 6s and the iPhone 6s Plus, and I've never done a Periscope before, so I genuinely have no idea what I'm doing, but I do know how to play with phones, so let's get with that. Let me turn this around. Okay, and now I'm gonna, there we go, retweet this. Retweet. Now let's see who shows up. So this here is the 6S, and I've surrounded it with a bunch of other competing phones. You can't hear me. I have no idea how to fix that. How do you fix that?
Hey, Max.
Max?
Yo.
Someone is saying they can't hear us.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Can anyone else hear them? Oh.
Oh, okay. Some of it. Okay, good. You can hear me. Excellent. Okay, so we've got the 6S here, and someone's saying thank you, and someone's saying what is the biggest difference between the 6, which I have here, and the 6S, and it's a couple of things. First of all, I was running benchmarks. As you can see, they look almost the same. And really, the easiest way to tell the difference is that the 6S has this S on it. People have been asking, can you feel the difference in weight and thickness? I personally can't really. Like, if you know that the 6S is slightly thicker and heavier, you have that kind of psychological effect where you know it's thicker and heavier, so it feels thicker and heavier, but it really doesn't. But what I did was I got the silicone cases for the 6 and the 6S, and I'm going to try to fit both of them on the 6S. And this one is the 6 case, and as you can see, it fits fine. Now, somebody was asking about GPU benchmarks, and yeah, I was running benchmarks last night, and I'll have a story up in about an hour about it. But the 6S is massively faster all around, and one of the things that really impressed me is that the 6S, which I guess is going to stay in this case for the moment, the 6S hits VSync with the GFX Bench T-Rex test. And that means that it hits the 60 frame per second refresh rate of the screen. So I have not seen that before on a mobile phone. And in the off-screen test for that, it actually goes to 80 frames per second. So it is a heck of a GPU. There is, it gets better GPU results than the NVIDIA Shield. So yeah, the graphics performance is terrific. Does it lag? No, but the thing is, like, iPhones just out of the box never lag. The thing about lag is that it often appears on phones after you've been using them for like 3 or 4 months and they're full of cruft, especially Samsung phones. So yeah, like we've had this for a day, and no, it does not lag at all. It does not overheat. It is not warm at all, even when running the benchmarks. This is not a Snapdragon 810. Apple's always been really good with temperature, actually. If you want to see, okay, so you want to see the 6S Plus GPU benchmark. And yes, the on-screen benchmark results on the 6S Plus are lower than on the 6S because it's higher resolution. Hang on, I have them cached in here. Here's GFX Bench. And the results. So here's your GFX Bench results on the 6S Plus, and you get on the on-screen test for GFX Bench. Here, let me get it on the 6S. And I'll answer the question, is it better than the Samsung, in a minute. So on the 6S Manhattan test, you get 52 frames per second on screen. On the 6S Plus, you get 38 frames per second on screen. So it's definitely, you get a lower FPS rate on the 6S Plus because it's a higher resolution screen, but it's still really good in terms of the phones that we've been seeing on the market. Now, how does it compare to The Galaxy S6. Woo! Well, we've been trying both of them out. We had Jim Fisher, our camera guy, look at the cameras yesterday, and he found, for instance, that the 6S apparently has the best camera in good light, but the S6 has a really good camera in low light, and that's something which we are going to check out, or I'm going to check out later today. In terms of performance, in terms of benchmarks and general speed doing fast tasks, that turns into this whole complicated debate over whether single-core performance or multi-core performance is better. But what it comes down to is that these two phones are basically as fast as each other. You know, they are. It's really actually these two phones, the 6S and the Galaxy Note 5. They're the two fastest phones on the market, any way you cut it. The 6S has a better GPU, though. Do benchmarks matter? Benchmarks matter because this is the 6S Plus with the brightness turned up, someone asked. Yeah, see, brightness turned up. Do benchmarks matter? Benchmarks matter because there's a lot of stuff about performance that is feel, and benchmarks let you turn that performance into numbers. And it lets you quantify things like user experience fluidity and the frame rate in high-end games and stuff like that. So benchmarks are not the be-all and end-all by any means, but they're a useful tool so that you can put numbers to things that you're feeling. So let's look a little at the 3D Touch, which I keep calling Force Touch because that's what Apple called it 6 months ago. Someone is saying that their stream is frozen. I have no idea what to do about that. Max?
That's their problem, unfortunately.
Okay. So here's the Force Touch, 3D Touch, whatever it is. Is it practical? Yes. Watch this. Woo! I just popped up the inbox. Now I'm swiping up to inbox. Or, let's see what else. Dropbox has 3D Touch on it now. I can just like Dropbox straight up to upload a photo. Or let's see, the Sky Guide thing might have 3D Touch in it. I haven't launched this. App ever before, so let's see. Nice astronomy app. And then, yep, it's got 3D Touch. So, okay, so one use of 3D Touch are these things where if you hold down on the screen, you get these quick actions. And, you know, you can quickly go to search your email. And that really kind of cuts a click out of the process. Someone is asking about iPhone 6s Plus benchmark frames per second versus the Note 5. And the answer is I haven't memorized it, but I think they're still cached in the devices. So let me see here. Also, I am running this story later this morning. So, but I'll get you that information. Oh, no, wait a minute. It's not on this device. Look for my story. It's publishing around 11 a.m. with all the benchmark charts in it, so you don't need to worry. So 3D Touch. First of all, you pop up these little... I'm taking questions right now. First it pops up these little kind of right-click menus here, and then there's the whole peek and pop thing. And so if I hold down on email, it peeks into the email really quickly. So that's cool. And then if I keep holding down, it pops the email into full size. Someone wants to see the camera. Okay. Thing is, the camera UI hasn't really changed. What's changed about the camera is the megapixelage, and especially the front-facing camera. How does 3D Touch feel? It definitely has a feeling. It's this really subtle little vibration. It's really nice. It's really immediate. It doesn't feel like there's lag. It's really well done. Do you think Force Touch will start lagging after a few months? Who knows? You know, who knows? Does it have a better display compared to Android phones? No. Okay, someone asked about gaming on the 6 Plus, and I have not yet been able to spend time gaming on the 6 Plus. So there we go. Live photos. Okay, let's take a live photo. I'll take a live photo for you, and we'll see. Okay, so we're in live photo mode. I guess I'll take a photo of Weston, who's sitting over there.
Let me get my light.
Give me a sec. Okay. So I'm taking a photo of Weston, and I'm going to take another photo of Weston, and I'm going to be dropping the camera after I take the photo like an idiot. And now, is Live Photos like HTC Zoe? Live Photos is exactly like HTC Zoe, except the problem with HTC Zoe is that no one ever had an HTC Zoe compatible phone. Okay, oh, take a selfie. Okay, let's take a selfie. You get to see my natty jacket today. Now, selfies are live photos too. So let's see. Okay, I'm taking a live selfie, and then I'm going to take a live selfie with the annoying I take a photo and then I drop the camera thing. Okay. So let's see how these look. How did the live photos turn out? We're going to find out right now. Okay, so let's see. So I should swipe into the live photos, and oh, yep, you saw my. Did you see Weston's? There's my lips moving. Yeah, I like. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. So yeah, they really do look like a photo with like a little bit of an animated GIF attached to it. Hold it down. There we go. Yeah. Can we do an article on the 6 Plus for gaming? Yes, but not today. I have a lot of other stuff I need to do. But yes, it's important, and we will check that out. Can you post live photos to Vine or Instagram? Not yet, but I think all of these companies are working on it because unlike with HTC Zoe, these phones have such a huge market share that there's already going to be, like there's very quickly going to be millions of people with this capability. And so Vine and Instagram and Facebook are probably all going to want to jump on board. So I think we're going to see adoption of it. Like you can't export them to these services yet, but I think it's going to be pretty soon. What phone are we using for this Periscope? We are using an iPhone 6. Okay, let's see what else. Now, oh yeah, I'm going to take let's see, do I have another iPhone 6 around? Yeah, I have the iPhone 6 that I've been using. Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus or the iPhone 6s Plus? The question is Samsung Galaxy Note 5 or the iPhone 6s Plus, because the S6 Edge Plus is lame. And the answer there is that's really an Android versus iOS answer. I mean, the Note 5 has the awesome pen and the higher resolution screen, and it runs Android. And the 6S Plus runs all the iOS apps. I mean, that's the thing. Okay, I'm going to take a selfie with a 6 and a 6S. Is it worth upgrading from the 6 Plus to the 6S Plus? I'm going to mull that over the weekend and get to you in my review on Monday. That is something I have to think about. Note 5 or iPhone 6 Plus. Are you going to use the features on the Note 5 that aren't there on the iPhone? Do you want the apps on the iPhone that aren't available for the Note 5? Those are your two questions. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to take a selfie with, hang on, I'm setting up two phones. How big of an upgrade from the 5S? Huge, it's like twice the speed, and the cameras are much, much better. Okay, so I have these two phones here. I'm going to take a selfie with both of them because I'm trying to prove a point. Okay, so I just took a photo. I just took a selfie with the 6, and I took a selfie with the 6 Plus. I mean the 6S. And now I'm going to zoom in. Oh, my hand was shaking. Hang on. I'm going to do it again. Okay. So I want to zoom in and show that yeah, I can't really show in this Periscope how the 6S's selfie camera is much better because there's too much focus, too much fuzz. But we'll have a story where we have the different images. Someone said, I like to stick with the 3456. iPhone 6 Plus, 6S Plus frames per second versus Galaxy S6. 11 o'clock, I will publish a benchmark story with charts in it. Then you'll be able to see.
Sascha, where are you going to publish that?
What? Where am I going to publish that? On PCMag.com. That's our website, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you think I am? So this is actually really surprising. I am really curious to know where people are getting this Periscope if they don't know that I'm on PCMag.com. PCMag.com is the website that I have been reviewing phones for 11 years. So, okay. Battery life. Yeah, I am worried that the 6S battery life is slightly less than the 6. And I'm going to run the battery test 2 or 3 times to make sure. Because I ran it overnight last night, and the battery life was not great. But before I nail that down and actually put that in the review, I want to run it again just in case. The battery life does not feel better than the 6, that's for sure. As regards, do you want to go, have you been going iPhone 3, 4, 5, 6? Should you skip to the 6S? Yeah. The better selfie camera with the selfie flash is probably a big feature. Also, when you see those benchmarks, if you've been having issues with your gaming frame rates on the 6, this will definitely solve them. But, Apple designs its phones so that you upgrade every 2 years. I think they really consciously do that so that it's most compelling to upgrade every 2 years. So just kind of go with the flow. Do I think the iPhone 7 will include a stylus? No. I don't think that... I don't think an included stylus is part of Apple's plan. There's a big ecosystem of third-party styluses that you can buy if you want to draw on the iPhone, but I don't think they're going to include one. Are we related to PC World? No, they are our greatest enemies. No, I mean, they're not actually enemies, but we are rival companies. Will 3D Touch be used often? Yeah, I mean, I'm already feeling it. I'm feeling it for these little shortcuts. The question is how many third-party apps will support it, but I think it is going to spread. I think it's really cool. I think it's a really cool shortcut in the UI. I've always wanted, I am basically an Android person, so I've always looked forward to the iPhone UI becoming a little more complex. So the extra option created by 3D Touch, does it feel like the watch? Yes. The extra option created by 3D Touch, I think, is valuable. So yeah, I think that's cool. Is it noticeably thicker? No. We know intellectually that it's thicker, and we know numerically that it's thicker. But look, here's the 2 phones side by side. Here, I'll put them on this. Can you tell which one's the 6 and which one's the 6S? Well, guess what? This 6S actually, to me, looks a little thinner because the space gray shell creates shadows that make it look thinner than this silver 6. So, the difference is so slight that even the color of the case can affect it. And when I put this 6S into a 6 case, it fits, yeah. What are the pixels per square inch? These are the same displays as on the 6 series. So it's 326 for these guys and 401 for the big guy. Can you hold the 6S easily in your hand, or is it slippery? Hang on. My hand's getting a little sweaty because of all these TV lights, but it's not slippery. The back is matte. That's the thing. And I think, once more, this is one of those psychology things. I think the 6S back might be a little more matte than the 6 back, but it's definitely matte, and I've never felt like the iPhone 6 series is that slippery. There are glass back phones. Yeah, this one isn't that slippery either. There are glass back phones that are really slippery, but yeah, this is matte. I mean, if you have a sweaty hand, it'll slip out of your hand. Can you get these unlocked at full price? Not technically yet. Wait about 2 weeks, and Apple will start releasing formally unlocked phones. But I've heard that if you buy the Verizon, T-Mobile, or AT&T versions full price from Apple, they are factory unlocked. But you might have to go through a ritual of technically signing up for service to get that unlocked phone. Slippery. You know what? I'm just not really butterfingered with my phones. I mean, maybe this is just because, like, I've been a phone reviewer for 11 years, and I handle a lot of phones really gently because I have to return them to the manufacturers in 3 weeks. Okay, am I going to compare the 6S Plus to the Note 5? Let's hold them both up here. You can see them in the same place. Okay, so we have here the 6S Plus and the Note 5. And one thing that strikes me immediately is that the Note 5's display is much better. Okay, the Note 5's display is higher resolution, it's richer colors. The 6S Plus display looks a little bit washed out in comparison. The Note 5 is definitely thicker. We have this big camera bump on the Note 5. The Note 5, of course, has the stylus. Performance-wise, the difference between iOS and Android matters so much more than anything else. Like, these both have really great cameras. You think Galaxy LCDs look green? I've never felt that way. And also, Galaxies use OLEDs, not LCDs. So, like, it really just comes down to iOS versus Android. That's the thing. We're running low on battery because I was running the battery test all last night. And, like, I really like Android because I like messing with my home screen really heavily. I'm also really deeply invested in Google services. So Android integrates those really, really well. But a lot of people like iOS, especially for the games. What apps do you like that aren't on Android? Like, I always find when I'm reviewing iOS devices that there are all of these interesting, kind of beautifully designed games that I wasn't able to find on my Android phones. Like, let's see here. Like, okay, so, like, here's one of the games folders on the iPhone I've been using for a while. Prune, a beautiful casual game. I don't know if that's on Android. Ed or Dry, beautiful casual game. Don't think it's on Android. Dragon Quest V, pretty sure that has not been released for Android. So you have this case where, like, and I know some people for, like, creative apps, like Procreate, drawing apps, that sort of stuff, those are a lot more common on iOS too. It's hard to change. Okay, I have no idea what that question was. It looks like, can you change the resolution, the video recording resolution to 4K? Yeah, watch this. So the video recording resolution defaults to 1080p because 4K video takes 375 megs a minute. And especially, never buy a 16 gig iPhone, by the way. Okay, you see the existence of 16 gig iPhones, do not buy them. Buy the 64 gig iPhone. So if you want to go to that, 4K mode, you go into record. I haven't done a lot of 4K recording yet, so it's something I'll check out over the weekend. I'm going with my family to the Renaissance Fair, and if you could think of a better place to record tons of 4K video, you know, that is a great place to record tons of 4K video. Why haven't I done a lot of 4K video recording yet? Because these phones have been busy doing so many stories since I got them yesterday morning. Does it feel faster? Yes. So here's the recording modes, and you can see, like, I could go up to 4K at 30 frames per second. What options do you have for watching the 4K video off the phone? you basically can download the 4K video to a Mac or a PC and then play it on some sort of 4K device. Why not buy a 16 gig iPhone? Because 4K video is 375 megs a minute. And a lot of the apps nowadays are a gig or more. So you will run out of space really quickly with a 16 gig iPhone. And, you know, there's no memory card slot, so it's not like you can quickly upgrade the memory. If you want a gaming phone, should you pick the 6S Plus or the Note 5? I'm sorry to say probably the 6S Plus, because high-end new games come out for iOS first. It is not about the hardware of the phone. It is about the developer community, and the game developer community on iOS is just more vibrant and hotter than the game developer community on Android. Why have a 16 gig option? I don't know. Ask Apple, you know. Okay, I'm going to flip this around. I'm going to have to say goodbye soon because I actually have to get that benchmark story that you really want. I want to get that up on our website, up on PCMag.com. Thanks a lot. These questions were terrific. They also really helped me focus my review. I'm going to be thinking a lot about your questions while I'm writing the review over the weekend. Can I do this more often? Yeah, I guess, if Max shows me. Sure. And, okay. Yep, you can keep looking for our iPhone coverage and all of our coverage on PCMag.com. We'll have a camera comparison going up really, really soon with the iPhone camera versus the Galaxy S6 camera. If you haven't seen it yet, it'll be coming up really, really soon. I've got the benchmark story going up in an hour or two. After that, we're going to do a video about Force Touch, and then I am going to be spending a couple of days reviewing the phone, and we'll have that review early next week. So thanks a lot for watching, everybody. This is Sascha Segan from PCMag.com with the new iPhones.